winter wonderland across the DMV.
It's about time we had snow anyway. You know, I was wishing for it for Christmas, but it didn't come. But, you know, since it's here, you know, I'm just going to work with it.
The region's most significant snowstorm in years.
I'm excited to see how much we get because this is genuinely my first time seeing this much in one place.
From the roads in your neighborhood.
These trucks are very heavy, they're loaded, so it's harder to stop right on the dime, so we need our space. It's very challenging because once cars start running over and it starts packing through the road, it's hard for us to plow it off.
To the skies.
I'm just going to take my morning walk up and down the airport from Christmas tree to Christmas tree and just enjoy my day.
We have team coverage on your hour-by-hour forecast and what you need to know to stay safe in the snowstorm. WUSA 9's Weather Impact Alert starts right now.
And we begin our extended weather impact alert coverage with a live snowy look at the mixing bowl. And as you can see, it's quite a mess out there. And we can attest to that because we've been driving in it.
It's slow and go for sure. Stay home.
Just stay at home, turn us on, and just let us do the heavy lifting for you. And the snow continues falling here in the district as we take a live look at the barely visible White House. We have crews spread out all across the area to keep an eye on the conditions and, you know, see what's going on with the storms.
Sure is beautiful to look at, though.
It is nice to look at, yeah.
We wanted to kickstart our team coverage this morning with our meteorologists. We have Jonathan Myers and Caitlin McGrath standing by.
Jonathan, we want to start with you on the weather terrace. You're outside in the elements. It's been snowing all morning long. So what's our latest snow total?
Yeah, you know, it sure has been. And, you know, we're dealing with anywhere between 3 to 6 inches of snow across the area. Expecting that snow is going to continue to fall just like we're seeing outside right now. See, I've got my snow shovel all ready to go. Again, if you are going to be shoveling through any of these amounts all the way from Virginia, we've seen areas where we've had 3 to 7 inches here in the district. We've tallied up at least 3 to 4 inches of snow here in Tenleytown. It's been anywhere up to about 5 inches or so of snow right here in our backyard on our weather terrace. So again, if you are going to be out and about today, doing multiple rounds of shoveling is going to be the way to go. If you want to measure the snow, you can go ahead and send those reports to us here at WSA 9. And if you just want to do it for fun, remember, when you take those snowfall totals, you want to get undisturbed snow. You want to take 3 different measurements and you want to average those together. And that will give you the best estimate of how much snow you have in your backyard. And again, here in Tenleytown, we've got about 4 to 5 inches, give or take, at last measurement. And again, this snow is fairly easy to shovel. It's fairly light. That's good news here. I'm lifting it up, and I probably, I'd say I could probably get the lift here mainly with one hand, but make sure, again, you bend at the knees when you're doing this. Multiple shoveling the way to go. And again, the snow is fairly light, so that's the good news. But just take it easy, take it slow. Again, this can cause you all kinds of headaches if you do too much shoveling at once and you're not used to it. This is a very exerting activity, so it can cause heart problems. It can also cause physical issues as well. So again, slow and easy does it. Going to be the way to get through this solid 8 to 12 inches of snow that we're expecting to fall across the district in the DMV today. But the snow still coming down here on the weather terrace. Caitlin's inside tracking the storm on the radar.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Jonathan, because it depends on where you are right now in terms of what you're seeing. Areas along the 95 corridor still seeing that snow come down, mixing in with some sleet for some, and others are catching a little bit of a break. So here's what we have on Doppler radar. This is a 3-hour loop, and you can really see the back edge of this first round of snow continuing to pull off to the east. Now, I will say Doppler radar looking like all snow, right? We're really not seeing any of that pink mixing in, indicating a little bit of a wintry mix. However, I just talked to the Chief Topper Shed, and he said he has some sleet in Potomac. Looks like that's clearing out, moving into parts of Bethesda right now. DC, out on the weather terrace, we do still have pretty pure snow and still some steady snow over into parts of Prince George's County from Bowie over toward College Park. Difficult travel on 495 Route 50 also seeing some of that heavier, steadier snow, and just off to the south through much of southern Maryland where it looks like it's snowing really heavily. That's where we are seeing a bit of a mix with some sleet. So it's likely compressing some of those impressive snowfall totals we've seen so far this morning. But Waldorf down through La Plata all the way into Dahlgren. Tricky travel on 301. Some lighter snow starting to clear out of Dale City, Quantico, and Stafford. But I'll give you a wider big picture here, and we're not done quite yet. Over the next several hours, we'll still see those off and on generally light snow showers, but this is what we'll be watching for later this evening to bring an additional 1 to maybe 3 inches of snow. So we'll time it out here using Futurecast as we head into the afternoon. This is right around 12 p.m. Again, we'll get the heavy, steady snow out of here. We're left with lighter snow showers that really won't amount to much here over the next several hours, maybe another inch, but it's really later this afternoon. This is right around 4 o'clock. You start to see more snow building back into parts of West Virginia and Western Maryland. That's when we have the better chance of picking up another 1 to even 3 inches of snow. So certainly get out there now, chip away at some of those snowfall totals, but just know that you'll have more cleanup to do later tonight. This is 8 o'clock, still seeing that widespread second burst of snow, and then it eventually clears out if you're later this evening. This is 11 o'clock as you're checking in with Topper. He'll be tracking the snow clearing out, but watching a few additional threats for Tuesday. We'll talk more about why we have that weather impact alert in effect through midday coming up in just a few minutes. But first, we know a lot of essential workers still have to get to their jobs today, and to help you navigate those tricky road issues, we're going to check in now with Lindsay.
Yes, great word to describe it, Caitlin. It is a mess out there. And as she just said a few minutes ago, a 95, that corridor in Northern Virginia has really not gotten a break from all of the snow coming down. We have 2 new crashes, both on 95 around Lorton Road. We've had a new crash pop up on 95 about every 10 to 15 minutes this morning. So again, stay home if you can. That's going to allow VDOT crews to focus on treating those roadways instead of responding to accidents all morning long. Again, really unsafe conditions out there, so take it slow if you do have to head out the door. In Alexandria, we've still got this crash on the outer loop of the Beltway. That's going to be right around Telegraph Road with 1 right lane blocked at exit 175. Guys?
10:08 is the time right now. Well, as this snow continues to fall, many of you have either been hard at work shoveling or you're going to be shoveling soon. But please be careful because shoveling can be very taxing on your body. Our Jess Arnold live in the district with some tips to keep you safe. And Jess, I know we've done this story and we talked about it all morning long. I've also looked up some additional information in addition to what you're going to talk about from the AARP and the American Heart Association, because this is pretty serious when you're out here shoveling this snow.
Yeah, I mean, it's heavy. If you're looking at how much snow is around me here, you know, we found a little bit more of a residential area to give you a look because it seems like the plows are getting through pretty well on those main roads. Now, the snow is coming down harder than when we last checked in with you a couple of hours ago. But yeah, it's a strenuous activity to be out here shoveling. We've seen some people out doing it. Some of the pieces of advice are to do it throughout. Don't just wait until it continues to pile up and gets this thick and this deep, as you can see it is here on this residential road back here. This is not a sidewalk. This is a road that cars are having to pass. And it's really slushy out here when you're driving. Now, some of the other tips are don't eat a big meal before or after shoveling. Make sure you don't imbibe in any alcohol before or after shoveling as well. Stay hydrated. Just do it over a period of time. That's the best way to avoid, you know, having any serious injuries or potentially having a heart attack, which there is a higher risk for that when you're shoveling, according to the American Heart Association. Now, of course, for those of us who are not used to having to shovel this much snow, which is the case often in the DMV, you know, you have to pay extra careful attention. And again, space it out. That's always the best way to do it. The plows are coming through. We have seen many of them out on the roads this morning. So just move aside, let them get to these areas. They are, of course, starting with the main roads. They'll work their way back through these residential areas. And coming up in about half an hour, we'll talk a little bit about how you can enjoy some of this snow. But for now, I'll send it back to you.
All right. I've also posted some of that information that you talked about, as well as some of the things I mentioned on my social media page. And they also say that when you are shoveling snow, Jess, I didn't know this until I did the research. When you're shoveling snow, you subconsciously hold your breath, and that's bad for your heart and it's bad for other parts of your body as well. So So yeah, this is something you need to keep in mind when you're out there shoveling. Jess Arnold, thank you very much.
It's hard work.
It is very hard
breath.
work.
You're putting your whole body into it.
Right, yeah,
That's right. Well, despite the snow, we still have a lot of people out on the roadways going to and from work. Our Jacqueline Quinn is joining us live in Arlington, Virginia. And Jackie, okay, I love your snowsuit for starters. You look great. Give us a feel for what you're seeing out there.
I gotta tell you, okay, you know, it is really uncomfortable when you're facing towards the snow because it hits you in the face and it just isn't great. But Jonathan Myers was telling us about, you know, the way to measure snow, pick an undisturbed area. I'm a little bit unconventional, so I've been using different water containers. This one's like half a water bottle. You can see how deep it is. We've been out here watching the snow come down and monitoring various areas. So from Arlington, we took 295 to 695 where we heard cars were stuck, and indeed that was the case. It didn't take us long. We saw one or two. I was able to capture at least one of the cars that was stuck. It looked like it was on a ramp, an on-ramp to probably 295 at that place, if we can get to some of that video. But that is why, you know, it is so hard to drive around out there, because some cars that just get stuck, they have to wait for a plow or for some help, assistance to move again. And while everyone thinks that this is such a nice marshmallow world, it is fun, right? Once in a while, it really causes difficulty in travel, and those people who have to commute and have to be out on the roads, it's difficult. But I did talk to at least a couple people who worked. One of them worked for a school district, and she says, you know what? She's gonna take the time out and enjoy this.
I've never seen this much snow before. This is so cool.
And do you guys have to work? It is so cool because they're from Alabama. So again, they both have the day somewhat off. One of them's going to be working on some of her plans. The other one is in retail. But again, if you are having to drive, just, you know, check your car, right? Get all that snow off. Make sure your oils and your levels are where they should be, and check your tires. That's really important because we see a lot of people skidding out here. There's not a lot of cars. Usually I'm able to point and show you that, hey, these cars are actually having a hard time, but right now just not a lot. Just people taking the metro, and I hear that, you know what? If you take the metro right now, you might even get a whole car to yourself. For now, I'll send it back to you guys.
It's a ghost town out there, as it should be. Jacqueline, thanks so much for giving us that perspective, and please stay safe out there. We'll see you soon. Hey, make sure to keep the WUSA 9 app close by throughout the day. You can download it for free by scanning the QR code right there on your screen.
You can also use the app to upload your snow pictures. We love this. We love to see it. You can use all of this so you can get up here. Now, last time I did this, Simone, I failed to mention some names. I gotta correct that right now. So here you go. I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna start right. Let me start up here in Rockville. This is closer to my area. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at
Pooch is
this.
out here in a snow pup.
We need a name.
Yeah, this is from Megan.
Oh, he's
Rockville.
darling.
This is up in Rockville.
Okay,
So
we'd love
yeah.
to see
So,
it.
all right. So
Okay,
your turn.
Let's
there you
pop
go.
out here. So
All
this is
right.
Bowie, Maryland. Just a beautiful view. You can see that they really socked
That's
it.
from Sheila. Oh,
Thank you,
Sheila. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Let's try. Oh, I see somebody.
More dogs.
More
we love
dogs.
the dogs.
Dogs in the snow. Dogs are not fazed by this. This is from Alicia in Alexandria, Virginia. So let's watch him run around. He's got a vest on, and he's watching the other dog. There's a dog park up here.
Oh yeah.
So they're look. He's excited. He's like, how can I get from here to there to play with my friends?
Best day
Yes,
ever.
best
We
day
love to
ever for
see
the
it.
dog.
Okay,
All
let's
right.
pop down here. Look, we have one more.
Yes.
Another dog. This is puppy 7 and 8 months. First snow gone wild.
Yes, from Felicia Medlock.
In Northeast. We love it. Look at
Yes,
them.
this is great.
They don't know what it is if they're that young.
They're like, this is great. Are we going to get this every day?
Look, it's so cute.
Right. So this is really cool. This is cool. All right. So you can use the app and you can show us what it's like in your neighborhood as well. All you have to do is upload your snow pictures and your videos right now by tapping on Near Me, which is in the bottom right. We'd love to see your videos. Send us your snow report, and you could end up here on television as well.
All right, now let's go ahead and check in with Jonathan. Jonathan, the dogs are the best part, seeing their little outfits in some of this snow covered.
WUSA 9 Weather Impact Alert is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
And you know, it's funny, Simone, we have not only a toy fox terrier, which is about 4 pounds, no joke. I put her outside to go to the bathroom this morning. She ran back in.
You got her outside? Because I have 2 spicy chihuahuas and they would not.
She
go
hated
outside.
it.
Yeah.
She was not about the snow. But then we have a retriever. He's a 70-pound monster. He loves the snow. He's the friendliest dog you'd ever meet. But he loves bounding about in this stuff. So yin and yang, I guess. 8 to 12 inches of snow. This is our totals expected today into tonight. So we're not done yet. We still had some of those big fat flakes falling across the district. And I know when I was just outside moments ago, still those big fat flakes coming down on our weather terrace in Tenleytown. 4 to 8 inches of snow expected in total over northern Maryland. That's farther away from our storm track. And then Culpeper to Fredericksburg. This is where a little more icing expected. This also where we've actually had a little bit more dry air that's tried to work in here. So that will reduce those totals. Now, in terms of what we can expect in addition, no, we're not done just yet. It looks like a second portion of our storm system is going to be rolling through. So 1 inch to 2, maybe even 3 inches of snow, especially on the eastern shore, expected as we head through this afternoon into this evening. Another band of moderate snow likely coming through. In terms of the heavy snow, as I mentioned, a lot of those big flakes, they are now moving to the east. Georgetown to Howard University, still a light snow shower there. Still a little bit heavier if you head south of the district, potentially even a little bit of sleet mixed in with some of this from La Plata down 95 to Fredericksburg. But again, we are beginning to feather out the back end of this, and the heaviest is now moving to the eastern shore and the lower Delmarva, mixing with sleet and rain and pulling east. There's another round, you see it here, I'll move my head out of the way, from St. Louis to Cincinnati. This round of snow is the upper air support for our storm system. I know it sounds confusing, but basically it's the energy for the storm system coming through, and that also comes with a little bit of snow here. That continues to push eastbound, and that's what I expect will give us some more headaches this afternoon into this evening. Still looks like we got some fog, a little bit of snow that's falling. Moderate snow actually now reported at DCA, Reagan National. It's 28. Here's a problem too, feels like 20. So when you're out there doing your shoveling or playing in the snow, make sure you're bundled up because it is quite a bit colder than it actually feels. Winds out of the northeast at 12. And get a load of this. How long has it been since we've seen portions of the tidal basin beginning to freeze over? And that will only continue as the temperatures remain cold over the next several days through the rest of the week. Of course, we're in the middle of team coverage, so I'm going to be joined now by Caitlin McGrath, who's been tracking this storm system with me. She's got the timeline of when this storm is finally going to get out of here. You can finally enjoy and play in some of this stuff. How's it going?
Yeah, Jonathan, we still have a ways to go. We're continuing to see that really widespread, heavy, steady snow clear out of here, but we're keeping a close eye on that secondary little storm that's going to bring us more accumulation a little bit later on tonight. So let's take you hour by hour through that timeline, starting with now through about noon. We'll continue to see the last of those steadier snow showers with a little bit of sleet in there, push off to the east of 95, and then we'll catch a bit of a break until this evening. We won't see much additional accumulation over the next several hours, maybe an inch, generally a little bit less than that, all the way through 3 o'clock this afternoon. Just those off and on light nuisance snow showers. Again, that's going to be a great time to get outside, continue to chip away at some of those snowfall totals, but know that you're not in the clear quite yet. You'll have to get back out this evening after that additional 1 to 3 inches falls, generally between 3 and 6 o'clock tonight, but even all the way through 8 p.m. we'll see some of that steadier widespread snow. So just about everyone, again, going to see more snow before all is said and done later tonight. If you have to commute this evening, not only will the roads still be a mess, but we'll likely have some reduced visibility because of that heavier snow. Now, after about 6 o'clock through midnight, snow will continue to clear out of here, but then the wind is really going to start to pick up. It's already noticeably blustery outside, but even stronger wind moves in overnight and throughout the day on Tuesday. That's going to give us some blowing snow that might blow some of that snow right back into the street, but also reduce visibility for the Tuesday morning commute. That's why we still have a weather impact alert in effect through midday on Tuesday. We do think tomorrow morning is still going to be quite a mess. Now, the winter storm warning will technically expire at 1 o'clock Tuesday morning, and that's in effect for the entire region, but we think that conditions will be pretty dicey through about midday. So until 12 o'clock, we have the weather impact alert for this high impact winter storm, our first big storm in quite some time, and certainly for the year. But to summarize, snow will end by midnight tonight, but gusty wind will cause some of that blowing snow that will remain a concern throughout Tuesday morning, reducing visibility and making for really dangerous road conditions once again. Now, in addition to the blowing snow, the road conditions we'll be tracking for Tuesday, we are going to have a nasty wind chill factor. Temperatures at any point throughout the day tomorrow are going to feel about 10 degrees colder than they actually are. Wind is going to be cranking from the north and west, sustained between 10 and 20 miles per hour, but gusting 25 to even 30 miles per hour. Tomorrow is a day where you are going to notice that wind. You need to make sure you dress appropriately for those feels like temperatures, the smaller numbers you see there in blue, because they never get higher than the low 20s. Now, the rest of the week still stays very cold and very windy, so feels like temperatures in the 20s. And yes, you see a few more snowflakes there by Saturday morning, but rest assured this is not shaping up to be like anything we are dealing with right now. Maybe a quarter inch of snow. Our highest snowfall totals right now are up to a half an inch. We'll keep a close eye on those snow chances as we head into the weekend. But first, we want to check in with Lindsay Nance. We know a lot of folks have to be on the road, a lot of essential workers out there. She's helping you navigate those conditions safely.
WUSA 9 Traffic Impact Alert is sponsored by Exelon.
Definitely not ideal traffic conditions. It's still very dangerous out there to be on the roadways, especially along the entire northern neck of Virginia on the I-95 corridor. VDOT crews have been hard at work since yesterday, late last night and this morning, but we still have some snow falling on 95. So we're just seeing a lot of that plowed roadway be recoated by snow. So still really slick. Here's a live look for you at I-95 in Lorton, where we do have one northbound and one southbound crash really close by together around that sharp curve in Lorton. I'll have more details on I-95 as well as the GW Parkway closure that I'm tracking coming up.
10:22 is the time right now. We continue to see the impacts of this winter storm across our region as we take a live look at the mixing bowl right now. Because of this, getting around is going to be a little bit more difficult today. Lionel Donovan is at Reagan National Airport with a look at how air travel is impacted.
I don't think I've ever seen the airport this empty. We were actually talking to a few travelers who say they were trying to get to Atlanta and they had to wait an hour before learning that they weren't able to check their bags, and then they ran off hopefully to get to another flight. But let's take a look at the board to give you an idea of what we're dealing with here this morning. Getting to Boston, you won't be able to because those flights are canceled. Same with Charlotte, Chicago, Dallas, Detroit, Fort Lauderdale. So many cities have been getting their flights canceled, and the flights that haven't been canceled have been delayed pretty significantly. There's been one that was supposed to go out just a little bit after 8 a.m., but that's been delayed until 5 this afternoon. Now, we did speak to one gentleman who had to buy a last-minute flight from Atlanta to get here. He's hoping to get to Atlanta so he can go down to Peru to visit his sick father, but this morning he learned that that won't be happening.
I'm driving from Loudoun County because that's the only airport I have that ticket, but I got it. So.
Right. Now you see the 10 a.m. right? It's canceled today. So yeah. What are you gonna do?
I guess I gotta see what I gotta talk to with the companies if they say I don't know if I'm gonna travel tomorrow. I don't know. So I'm kind of stuck right now. I don't know what to do.
As you can see, the snow plows are out there right now trying to get that snow out of the way. But as you can see, there aren't even any planes out there ready to take in any travelers. So this is what it's been looking like all morning, and it's probably going to be looking like this for the rest of the day. Now, if you were planning to fly out today, make sure to check with your airline in order to get the latest details in regards to cancellations or delays. But make sure to also do that at home. It doesn't make any sense to come here to try to learn any of that information. I can tell you from personal experience that those roads are treacherous. So if you're able to, stay home, hunker down so the snow plows can do their jobs and clear the roads. From DCA, Lionel Donovan, WUSA 9.
So weird to see the airports just a ghost town like that.
You never see that, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, look, we certainly love our WUSA 9 weather watchers. You at home really help us tell the entire weather story, right?
Now, one of the weather watchers joins us now live. He is Danny. He is in Annandale. Good morning to you.
Hey, Danny.
Hey, good morning.
How's it looking where you are?
It's looking good. You caught me walking back uphill. I've got my Snurfer little snowboard,
Nice.
We got about 8 inches so far out here in Annandale.
Give us a feel when you woke up this morning. Were you shocked to see the amount? Were you excited? What were you thinking?
Well, I'll admit I'm a big weather nerd, so I barely slept.
Hey, who would have thought?
Yeah, I didn't even sleep the night before so much. So sorry, I'm shaking, walking up the hill and it's cold. I was a little saddened that we didn't have more.
What?
We're not done yet, Danny. We're not
have a couple
done.
more to go.
Hey, friend, can
And
you?
if you can see,
Yeah, can you flip the
I'm
camera?
actually
Show
a-
us.
let's see, how about, I'm
There we
just going to
go.
go out
There we go. There you go.
No.
That's all. That's
Okay,
all.
flip it back.
Heavy
Flip it back.
snow. That's all we need.
We love it.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know what's happened
There
here.
we go.
The phone's malfunctioning out here for some reason. It's got me in some cinematic state, so it looks awful funky, but it's great out here. For those of you who love snow, I'm actually going to get on my little board here, and
I want to
Can
see
we get an
this.
action shot to
I'm
say
heading-
goodbye?
I'm
Go
heading
down?
downhill.
Go ahead. Yeah, do it
I'm
right
heading,
now. Let's
as I
go.
said, I'm cruising.
Oh, he's on
There
it.
you
This is
go.
unbelievable.
Here we go. We got
This
some
is a first on
snowboarding.
live TV.
We love it.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Don't catch
I'm
your
on
edge.
it,
You
yep.
got to stay steady.
Anyhow, it's glorious. It's been
It's
so
getting
long.
faster and faster.
And,
See that?
Danny, you're fantastic. Hey, take some more video,
Thanks,
take some
Danny.
more pictures. We love how excited he is about all the snow.
Yeah.
We
So
appreciate your contributions, Danny.
Excellent action
Thank
shot,
you.
Danny. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Fun. Thank you. Okay, look, WUSA 9 Weather Watchers is an exclusive club. You can only join if you can top Danny.
Well,
Right?
that's true, yeah.
Hey, but by the way, you can join by scanning the QR code on your screen and join us on the WUSA 9 Weather Watchers Facebook group. Danny, you are one in a million.
Yes, and we're going to nominate you for president of the club.
There you go.
It's a nomination at this point. All right, 10:27 is the time. With so many kids out of school this morning because of the snow, I decided to look up some of the DMV's top favorite sledding hills and spots in the area. In the district, Battery Kimball Park and Fort Reno Park are some of the fan favorites. That's according to our partners at the Washington Post. Now in Maryland, the top spots are Rockville Civic Center, the park there, and Robert Frost Middle School. In Virginia, you're sure to find plenty of sledders at the George Washington Masonic National Memorial and Mount Reston. So those are some good spots right there. I've seen like 4 of those.
I mean, that's like
And
a
I've been on
rite
2
of
of them.
passage, right?
Yeah.
If you live in the area.
Right.
Okay, I've really got to get on the page. One thing I really wanted to do, which we're going to miss today, but some of you at home might not miss, is the DC snowball fight.
Yes,
Right?
we taled about that this morning.
It's at
Yeah,
11 a.m. So
Yes.
coming up about 30
Yeah.
minutes. And we're
Yeah.
going to have more on that later.
Right. So
that'll be fun.
that's awesome. All right. In the meantime, our 2 friends that were standing here with us,
Yeah.
they're back on the computers and doing their thing with the weather. So we want to head over to meteorologists Jonathan Myers and Caitlin McGrath to see how the weather is looking for all this sledding and snowball fighting or whatever else you have to do.
WUSA 9 Weather Impact Alert is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
That's a bummer. They're starting the snowball fight without us. Oh, man.
Yes, I'm heartbroken as well.
I was waiting for
I
it.
know.
Okay. Anyway, 8 to 12 inches of snow in total, area in pink. That includes us here in the district. This is totals, all told, by the time this is all said and done. A little bit less north and east, and then south and west, a little bit less, and also south. And that's because of a mixture of sleet and freezing rain that gets involved. And they also may miss out on kind of a little second punch of snow that we're expecting. I think we'll see a 1 to 3 inch snow total on top of what we've already seen. Could be a couple localized amounts a little bit higher than that on the eastern shore. So again, you're going to have to keep in mind that on top of what we've already seen, there could be some more travel troubles into this afternoon and this evening. You see it there. This is our latest computer model trend saying about 1.5 inches of snow here in the district on top of what we've seen, about 1.6 inches at Joint Base Andrews. There are some of those 2 to perhaps 3 inch amounts, Patuxent River, all the way up to Cambridge and Easton. Some of these blues, you see there, that's 3 to 6 inch additional. So some localized areas, Talbot County on the eastern shore, you could be in line for another 3 to 6. But again, this will be enough to still keep the roads messy, sloppy, slushy, whatever you want to call it. It's best to stay in today if you don't have to head out. But if you do have to head out, this is probably the time to do it because we do have a bit of a lull in our activity, especially again from the district northbound. You head south and east of 95. Still, there's some pretty good snow that's coming down right around the Mixing Bowl, especially south of the Mixing Bowl, Dale City, Quantico, La Plata, Waldorf, Charles County. You're still getting some pretty good bursts of snow here just north of Leonardtown and St. Mary's, and then Calvert County also still in the snow. But we're on the back edge of wave number 1. Wave number 2 is here across the Ohio Valley and now just moving into West Virginia. Going to take several hours until that gets here, but probably by, I'd say, 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon, perhaps 4 o'clock, that's when it's going to start becoming more moderate and steadier. Maybe not the intensity that we saw this morning, but again, there could be a several-hour period of steadier snow after more so flurries for late this morning into the midday. 28 degrees. Here's another kind of caveat. As you saw our weather watcher there, he's all bundled up. It's cold. His teeth were chattering, the whole deal. You know, that's going to be the situation for you as you're heading out and doing some of the shoveling. It is cold. Feels like 18 degrees right now with those winds out of the northeast at 10. We just actually, this is live reports on TV here. We just reduced from moderate snow to light snow over at Reagan National as that main band continues to move off to the east. And I want you to notice here on our EarthCam network shot of the tidal basin, there's actually ice forming on the tidal basin now, and we will only see that increase over the next several days as temperatures likely stay at or below freezing much of the rest of this week. So this snow is going nowhere fast. And speaking of the amount of snow that we've seen, Caitlin McGrath has been keeping tabs on how much snow we've been stacking up here, and she's got some of the latest totals.
Yeah, that's right, Jonathan. I have some fresh numbers for you from the National Weather Service and from some of our viewers at home. So first and foremost, a big thank you to everyone who has gone outside, taken your ruler and yardstick out there and sent in your snowfall measurements. It really does help give us an idea of what's going on in your neighborhood. Stafford, Virginia, now up to 7.5 inches of snow. We're at the 7-inch mark in Somerville, Virginia. Culpeper up to 6.5. That's a new report just in. Four Corners in Montgomery County, Maryland, 5.5, and closing in on 7 inches there in Prince Frederick, Maryland. A few other numbers for you. We're up to 6.4 rather in Warrenton, Virginia. Woodbridge over 7 inches. We got a report of 5.5 out of Foxhall in D.C. Damascus at 6 inches, and Falls Church, Virginia over 6.5 inches as well. And we do still have a ways to go. Now we won't see much over the next couple of hours as we continue to see this bit of a break. Some off and on light snow showers will continue through lunchtime today. This is 12 o'clock into about 3 p.m. But then by later this afternoon and especially into the evening, we've got another round of snow to get through. And this is when we'll likely pick up that additional 1 to 3 inches of snow. By 4 o'clock, widespread snow starting to move into northern Virginia and western Maryland. This is 6 p.m. It is going to be another treacherous commute if you have to be on the roads today. Again, our advice is to stay home, stay safe, but we also know there are a lot of essential workers out there. And if you are on the road this evening, just know this is that time frame when we'll see 1 to 3, possibly even a few locally higher totals throughout later Monday evening. This is 8 o'clock, and then shortly after 9-10 p.m., the last of the snow will clear out. If your skies are going to clear out pretty quickly overnight, but that wind is really going to ramp up. You'll notice the wind throughout the day today, but only coming in from the northeast around 5 to 10 miles per hour for the next several hours. Later tonight, you start to see that wind picking up, but it doesn't take much to give us that wind chill factor. Throughout the day today, temperatures feeling about 10 degrees colder than they actually are. So as you're gearing up, getting ready to go out and clear some of that snow, like Jonathan mentioned, you need to dress for the feels like temperature. Now, as we look ahead toward Tuesday, that wind is only going to continue to pick up. It is going to be blustery, not only throughout the day tomorrow, but all the way through the remainder of the week. But tomorrow we have the concern for blowing snow. That snow may blow right back into the roads that we know crews are working so hard to clear today. So keep in mind those slick road conditions, but also reduced visibility possible from some of that blowing snow. We're seeing a lot of really fine snow out there, and it doesn't take much to pick it up and reduce visibility. And we'll continue to see these icy conditions through the remainder of the week, with temperatures really not climbing above freezing until the weekend. And you factor in the wind chill, it's going to feel even colder than that. So after you get your shoveling done today and tonight, once we get that second round in, be sure to throw down a little bit of ice melt Emphasis on a little because we do want to protect the environment, but we really do need it in circumstances like this where that ice is just going to stick around if you don't treat it. Now, coming up in just a few minutes, we'll talk more about that snowflake you see there on Saturday morning and how much snow we might see as a result. But first, I do want to check in with Lindsay. She's been keeping a close eye on the road conditions all morning long and has the latest on what you need to know if you do have to be out and about.
WUSA 9 Traffic Impact Alert is sponsored by Exelon.
Low visibility and slick conditions across the entire Beltway and the DMV, so please make sure to, well, A, stay home if you can, but if you do have to head out, give snow plows plenty of room to treat those roadways and get the snow out of the way, and make sure to keep extra distance between you and the car ahead of you as well. And Maryland crews have been hard at work throughout the night and this morning trying to treat those roads, but due to that extra snow that we have coming down, it's been kind of hard to keep those roads completely clear because they get recoated really quickly. Icy conditions where I'm really worried about are going to be around those bridges, ramps, and overpasses. So make sure to either avoid or take it extra slow if you have to travel around the Wilson Bridge as well as the American Legion Bridge heading inbound or outbound. A heads up between McLean and Arlington. We had GW Parkway closed down around 6 o'clock last night due to this inclement and severe weather that we have. So right now, GW Parkway completely closed in between the Beltway and Spout Run Parkway, and I do expect an extended closure here, maybe for at least 2 more days until we do have some of those conditions improve a little bit. We've also got this one crash still working in Alexandria. I'll have more details here coming up.
All right, 10:36 is the time right now. Let's continue our weather impact alert coverage with a check on how Prince George's County is handling all this snowfall. Our Scott Broom live there now, keeping up with the impact. And Scott, how's it looking out there? Because I know you gave a warning to the people who are out there driving. You were saying slow down, you know, all the things that we say when there's bad weather. Because according to stats that I looked up, 24% of weather-related traffic accidents occur during snow or because of snow. So they need to listen to you, Scott.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's the wonders of Google. Thanks for looking up that statistic. Hey, I got you right out the window right now. Silver Hill Road coming out of Suitland here. Caitlin, Jonathan, they've been talking about this lull where the snow has gone to survey the light snow. Bad visibility, but lighter snow. Sure enough, that's the case. What does that mean? That means as the plows have gone through the last couple of times here on Silver Hill Road, we can now see some pavement. That means they're making progress because it's not being backfilled by that heavier snow. So that's good news, and it's very consistent with the forecast we're giving you. That doesn't mean there isn't a lot of slush out here. The roads are still a mess, all the rest of that. Now listen, last hour I tried to introduce you to this great character I met. Bad communication by me. There was an editing issue. Let's go back to this lady. Her name is Sheandra Blanchard, and she's a DoorDasher. And what got me interested in her is what was on her feet. What is that living on your feet?
I'm gonna say some fur boots. I'm sure it's fake fur though. Actually, they're really popular at this point.
Yeah, well, you get the Style of the Day award. I mean,
yes.
Those are some feet. You look like Sasquatch down on your feet, but
yes.
a beautiful person up top.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
What are your thoughts about this weather today?
I was praying on it for about a month that we get some real snow. So I'm actually happy. It's peaceful to me.
Real snow like the old days.
Yes.
Remember when we were younger?
Yes, I remember.
It's back.
Yes, it's finally back.
Where are you headed today?
Right now we was going to do like some DoorDash because he liked to play in the snow with his truck. But other than that, nothing.
Okay, so outdoor dashing. I mean, listen, that's essential work. There are people who cannot get out. You all are going to DoorDash. You have 4-wheel drive.
Yes.
You're going to feed people today.
Yes, we are.
Well, that makes you a hometown hero too.
Yes.
So a minute with Sheandra Blanchard, DoorDasher. She's out right now delivering food. These are shots from the Capitol Beltway, outer loop earlier in the day in Prince George's County. Lots of spinouts and things like that we have heard about throughout the region. So the snow lightning right now. Let's come back live to our camera looking outside the vehicle here on Silver Hill Road. You can see we're just starting to see some of the white lines there. So during this lull that we've been reporting on, conditions are improving even on some of the side streets like Silver Hill coming out of Suitland here in Prince George's County. That's it for me in the Weather Explorer. Scott Broom, WUSA 9. Back to you in the studio.
All right. Thank you, Scott. Great job out there. We appreciate it. Also saw some DoorDashers next door at a shop next door to the TV station. So they're out there and they're busy work. Snow doesn't matter to them. They got to work.
Oh,
You know, I would tip extra for
Tip
boots
extra,
with
yeah.
the fur, boots with the fur.
Absolutely.
She was so fun.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah,
We
give
love
us some
that.
extra.
Scott,
all right.
thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
Well, road crews are certainly busy this morning as snow continues to fall, but many people are also just enjoying it, taking time out to enjoy this winter wonderland. Our Jess Arnold is live in Northwest DC. And Jess, you know, what are some things people are getting up to this morning? We know sledding, snowball fights top of mind. Some people have to go to work.
More people come out now that the sun has come up. It's a little bit later in the morning. We're going to look this way and you can see that someone's brought out a snow blower here in this neighborhood. We've seen some kids try to create their own little hill to sled down here. They're trying to make a little path so they can sled down. More people are out shoveling. So this is when we're starting to see the activity. Of course, the snow is still coming down. The advice is always to continue to shovel throughout the morning. And in terms of those road conditions, we wanted to show you this residential area, this residential street, because you can see it's a lot harder to pass than it is on those main roads. We were along Connecticut Avenue much of the morning, and the snowplows have really come through there well, and more cars on the roads. We're also keeping that snow from accumulating too much. Here, you got to take it more slowly. You can see that this car is trying to get out, hopefully taking it slowly. It's definitely slick out here as the snow continues to fall. But plenty of places to go sledding now that, of course, you can't do it at the Capitol today since there are a lot of closures for January 6th. I know that's where a lot of people like to go sledding. So some places that I've seen people recommend online are Rock Creek Park has a nice little hill down there. We've got, of course, your makeshift hill in some of your own neighborhoods. We've also seen some kids sledding at Shepherd Park throughout the morning. And of course, you mentioned a snowball fight. If you want to join in on that huge snowball fight that the DC Snowball Fight Association is hosting, that is at 11 a.m. at Meridian Hill Park. I also want you to hear from one family we caught up with right before the sun came up because, as you mentioned, people still have to go to work. Take a listen.
I work in Congress, so I have to go in today because it's January 6th. So my car's parked right next to Connecticut, and I'm thinking of driving it down to the Metro and then getting on the Metro.
Staying home. I got 3 kids that want to do a lot of sledding. Hopefully they'll shovel their neighbors' yards as well.
And I want to give you one last look at how much snow we're seeing back here in this Northwest DC neighborhood before we go. Now, this particular place, I put the yardstick says 6 inches. When I was doing it over here, it said 5. So between 5 and 6 back here. This isn't a joke. It's been snowing all morning. So make sure you're staying safe if you have to get out there. And hopefully you have some time to just enjoy the snow. Guys.
Those are the 2 hacks. You just nailed them. Walk to the sledding hill if you can, and then Metro if you must go into work today. Stay safe out there, Jess. Enjoy the snow as well. We'll see you in a little bit. Oh, and look, we had a quick shot of them playing some.
I know. Good times had by all. All right, now we're turning to Maryland to show you how conditions are looking there. Randy Ayala in Montgomery County right now. Randy, how's it look in Montgomery County? Has it improved at all?
Hey guys, you know, we've been hanging out here at the Salt Dome. I know some other crews have kind of been out on the roads here, but this is what it looks like here at the Salt Dome. I know last time I saw you about an hour ago, we had some trucks filling up, but they are all on the roads right now. So it has been quiet here. Let's go ahead and show you the video. We were with some of the plow crews earlier this morning as they were hitting the roads here around Gaithersburg, riding with Montgomery County Department of Transportation crews, and they really had their work cut out for them this morning. We know right now about 500 pieces of equipment are out on county roads. They're working to make these roads safer, the sidewalks as well. So I am told that this is the largest team in recent years. We're talking snow plows, snow blowers for sidewalks. We've got inspectors, really an all hands on deck situation here. I did speak with Richard Dorsey, who's been doing this for 20 years. He is the chief of the Division Highways Department, and this is what he had to say to drivers.
If you have to go out, you know, don't overdrive the conditions. It's a challenge for us, and then we have to look at this evening. You know, the temperatures are going to drop way below freezing, and there's going to be a refreeze. I mean, everything that we've treated and plowed is going to freeze over, and that's going to be a challenge in itself.
So they definitely have their work cut out for him. And he said this is going to take a couple of days to clear. So the biggest message, the most important one could be when you see those plows, you see those salt trucks out on the road, just give them plenty of extra space. They have a job to do, and they want to make these roads safer for all of us, guys.
All right, Randy, thank you very much for that report. 10:45 is the time right now. Make sure you keep the WSA9 app close by through this day today. You can download it for free by scanning the QR code on your screen. And you can use our app to show us what it's like in your neighborhood. Upload your snow pictures and your videos right now by tapping on Near Me in the bottom right. Now, we'd love to see your videos, so send us your snow report, and it could end up on television. All right, getting around in our area today and tomorrow, it's going to be tough, and that's why we want to bring in the experts with what you need to know about the roads this morning. So right now I'm being joined by Alex Liggett from Virginia Department of Transportation. Good morning to you, Alex. Thank you for breaking away from your busy schedule and talking with us. We appreciate it.
Oh, of course. Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's talk about what's going on in Virginia right now. What are your crews focusing on at this moment? They've been at this for a while. What's the focus right now?
Yeah, we were staged pretty much through midday yesterday, ready to go. We've been out treating since the snow started overnight, and we continue to have 3,000 pieces of equipment out there, just continuing to go over roads in priority order, typically interstates first, and then you go down towards the primaries, secondaries, high volume secondaries, and eventually we'll be getting into the residential areas as well. But it's taken some time because this is some pretty heavy snowfall, and we need to go over some of these roads multiple times, so multiple passes. Actually looking at a maintenance yard right across the way from my office here in Fairfax, and they've had to go over just their little pavement area where the trucks park already 3-4 times this morning, and that's kind of the case that we're having on all of our area roads. So we are anticipating multiple passes. We're trying to just make the roads passable. So, don't expect to see bare pavement out there, maybe some packed snow, but also, just conditions where, we're trying to keep people off the roads if at all possible. We are hopeful that, the forecast lull in the precipitation really comes to fruition and happens so we can get out there and while people are at home, we can get the roads treated as much as possible because, we know that deep freeze is coming later on tonight with lows back in the teens and barely getting above freezing all week. So we know we really need to get to as much of the roadways as possible today.
All right. So what's the biggest challenge you're dealing with, your crews are facing? Is it the fact that the weather keeps being an issue, or is it the fact that there are people who are still out on the roads, or is it a combination of all these things, or is there something else?
No, it is a bit of a combination. It does make our job a little bit more difficult when there are people out there, particularly if there are any kind of incidents out there. If we have any kind of crashes, that could delay our response time. So it's something that we're really, just telling people to stay at home today. If they're absolutely essential, workers and they need to get there, do so very cautiously. Go very slow. I saw a couple vehicles on the road this morning that were going at speed. That is not recommended. And that's also going to be the case going forward. Once this thing gets behind us and we finally see, some sunshine back the area the next few days, we're still going to have icy spots out there. So make sure that your vehicles are prepped and ready to go for when you do go back to school, when you do go back to work. Make sure that your cars are stocked with plenty of wiper fluid, you have full tank of gas, your tires are good to go, and that you have safety kits, all of that, because you don't want to get stuck on the road, right. And all of a sudden, earlier or later this week, it's going to be back in the teens. So, just some safety tips there as well.
All right. Well, Alex, again, thank you very much. We know you guys are busy and you got a lot of work ahead of you. So thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. 10:49 is the time right now. So let's get over to meteorologist Jonathan Myers and Caitlin McGrath. They're double teaming all of this weather that we're dealing with so we can get an update on where we stand right now.
WUSA 9 Weather Impact Alert is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
All right, well, 8 to 12 inches of snow in total is what we expect. We've been forecasting this for the past, I'd say about 24, 36 hours. And pretty much coming to fruition at this point. We've had some 6, 7-inch totals, 7-inch plus totals across the area, especially in northern Virginia. Now down south into central Virginia, A little bit lesser totals because of some snow and sleet and freezing rain mix. Then to the north, a little bit less because of some dry air that's been infiltrating in with this system. Of course, that's a little farther away from the storm track. Now, in terms of additional snow totals, yes, I did say that, additional snow totals. We're not done yet. Could see an additional 1 to 2 to 3 inches of snow, and the balance of this really going to fall, I think, later this afternoon after about, say, 3, 4 o'clock into this evening. Could even see some totals in excess of 3 inches in some of these localized areas like down around Salisbury and to southeastern Talbot County, Eastern Shore. But again, we may tack on a little bit more on top of what we've already seen. Most of the heavy snow has now pushed out of the district for now. We promised you between about 9 and 11 we'd see that heavier snow exit, and that's exactly what's been happening. Now, down toward Dunkirk, La Plata, a little bit of a different story. Out toward Easton, still some persistent, at least moderate snow, potentially even some heavier snow over extreme southern portions of Anne Arundel County right now. South of Bowie to Waldorf, La Plata, there's some snow as well. Leesburg, Frederick, a couple of snow showers and flurries, but that's going to be more the order of what we see for the remainder of the midday into the early afternoon. Just kind of splash and dash stuff. It comes down, a few flurries, could get another dusting, moves east, some of them melts, and then we see another little dusting. But then out to the west, around Cincinnati into West Virginia, you'll see the mixture of some snow and rain and sleet, freezing rain, goes back over to snow, and there's even a couple little heavier bands in there. That's what comes through this afternoon into early this evening for us. 28 right now, EarthCam network shot. It's a winter wonderland across downtown D.C. Even some of the tidal basin, yeah, it's freezing over. How long has it been since we could say that? Winds out of the northeast at 10 miles an hour, so even a bit of a wind chill feels more like the upper teens right now. So we're not done yet, as I mentioned. Through noontime tomorrow, weather impact alert, because although snow in earnest ends by midnight tonight, gusty winds then pick up for us, and we see blowing snow for Tuesday morning, especially even into the afternoon. That means limited visibility, some blowover in areas that have already been plowed, and even some icy conditions. Winter storm warnings continue area-wide through the remainder of today into tonight. Warrenton seeing up to about 6.4 inches of snow. Look at this, Woodbridge, Virginia, 7.3 inches now. Foxhall in D.C., 5.5 inches, and some 6 to 7.5 inch totals for areas from Prince Frederick to Stafford, Virginia. Now I'm going to toss things on over to Caitlin McGrath. She is here with me. More team coverage for you about how to get rid of some of this snow on some of those areas like your sidewalks and driveways.
Yeah, Jonathan, we are already seeing a lot of snow pile on, and we still have a ways to go, but our biggest tip, we've been saying this for days, is to get out early and shovel often. Do not wait for the storm to end to get out there and try and clear it all. You're just making it way more difficult and dangerous than it has to be. Whenever you're out there, make sure you're trying to push the snow when you can instead of lifting. If you do have to lift it up, make sure you lift with your legs and not your back. Your body will thank you tomorrow. And if you need to, consider just calling professional services or a neighborhood kid. Probably more than willing to make a few extra bucks if it is not safe for you to be out clearing snow. It can be a real hazard to your health if you are not in the proper shape and you don't have the proper health to do so. So make sure you ask for help when need be. And especially with the cold weather sticking around, make sure you use the proper amount of ice melt. One small coffee mug of ice melt is enough to cover 10 sidewalk squares. You don't want to use more than you have to for the sake of the environment. And if you have left over, you can always brush it off with a broom and reuse it around another part of your house for another day. And we're going to need that ice melt here for days to come, because not only are we talking about a lot of snow, but it's not going to go anywhere. Temperatures stay below freezing all the way into the weekend. So between now and noon, you got a good opportunity to get outside and start to work on some of that snow shoveling. The heaviest snow is continuing to taper off. We've got a little bit of a lull all the way through this evening. That will continue through about 3 o'clock this afternoon, but then we start to see that second round of snow pick up. That's when we could see 1 to 3 more additional inches. That will clear out by about 8, 9 o'clock, and then we'll continue to see the last of the snow out of here by midnight. Simone?
All right, Caitlin, thank you. We wanted to go now to some breaking news that we're following in Maryland. WSSC crews are currently working to fix a water main break in Bethesda. Let's go ahead and head over to our Rafael Sanchez Cruz. He is live on the scene. Rafa, tell us what you're seeing out there. We can see the crime scene tape behind you.
Yeah, Simone, you can see the crime tape, but look at this river that's flowing down Wisconsin Avenue. So right now, the northbound lanes on the 7200 block of Wisconsin Avenue are closed down. I mean, this is a lot of water. And as you mentioned, WSSC Water says their crews are on scene right now. They're planning to shut down the water and then focus on repairs. But I mean, it is causing some disruption in the area. Luckily, the businesses that are here, the majority of them are closed. We were asking some of the businesses like this Subway that's right in front whether they had water. They said they did and they were still working. I see a coffee shop at the corner still operating, but some of the other places have completely closed down as crews are on scene. So again, these are the northbound lanes and they're working on fixing the repairs after they shut down the water. But Montgomery County Fire and EMS are also on the scene helping, especially with drivers and people. You would assume that if you see this river flowing down the road, you would avoid it. But of course, some people are still walking by, trying to get their way through this area. So we will be on standby just in case anything happens. But again, some minor disruptions in the area due to the water. We're talking about some intersections that are closed. Right now, it's Elm where the actual break is, all the way to Leland. But if you're driving in this area or you have to come, you will know because, of course, Montgomery County Fire and EMS are here on scene helping drivers navigate the situation.
WUSA 9 Traffic Impact Alert is sponsored by Exelon.
So again, a lot of disruptions like that on the roadway. As Rafael was just saying, that was Wisconsin Avenue and Northwest around Elm Street. Interstates aren't in much better shape than our secondaries this morning. Here's a live look for you at I-95 right around the Mixing Bowl, where we've had about 2 long-standing breakdowns. A lot of people just slightly losing control of that vehicle and then veering off into the shoulder of the interstate, where we do have a lot of that snow pile up, even though crews have been tirelessly treating those roadways. Up in Arlington, we've also got a crash on 395 northbound. That one is right around Glebe Road with your outside shoulder blocked at mile marker 6 and very slow traffic conditions moving through the area as well. We've also got a breakdown on 95 south in Woodbridge. That one's a little bit closer towards Gordon Boulevard. Guys?
All right, 10:57 is the time. Right now, many people are enjoying the snow day by playing outside, and our Melissa Kim is at Meridian Park in Northwest DC, where a massive snowball fight is happening. And so, Melissa, walk us through what's taking place right now.
Hey there, Wisdom. Yeah, so we're at Meridian Hill Park here. You can obviously see there's a crowd starting to form ahead of the 11 o'clock snowball fight here. So we've seen people with their puppies, people building snowmen, people just enjoying the sights here. A lot of people with their phones out, as you can see, to kind of take in the sights, because when you think about it, it really is a rarity that we get to see this much snow here in the district. And it's actually kind of pretty. It's very picturesque. You know, it's a very winter wonderland kind of scene that we're looking at here right now. But, you know, the snowball fight, one of DC's oldest winter traditions, about 15 years old, maybe a little, not too old, but you know, something that people definitely look forward to every single time that there is a significant snowball like this. So again, as you can see, lots of folks out here, some people on skis, by the way. I saw a woman skiing around the park as well. So everyone taking advantage of the fact that we don't really get to do this that often here. A lot of dogs actually out here too. A lot of puppies out here enjoying the snow as well. And you can see that we've been here for a little while now, and in about the last 5 minutes or so, we've seen more people gather here because, as we know, 11 o'clock, as we mentioned, is the time when the snowball fights will start now. Okay, so I've got to tell you, I've lived in Maine and Wisconsin in my career, places that see a lot more snow than here. And this kind of snow, it's pretty good, I want to say, for snowball making, but it needs to be a little bit more wet, you know what I mean? It's still a little bit more like powdery and stuff, so the folks that are making some snowball or snowmen over there having a little bit of trouble keeping it all together. So we'll have to see how the technique goes here for the people that are going to be involved in this snowball fight. I'm going to talk to some of them, actually. I'll find some of them in a little bit to see what the best technique is for this kind of snow in terms of really packing it all together, because it's not really sticking together very well. So hopefully I will not get hit because I will not have any weapons.
Melissa,
But,
Melissa, okay,
guys,
so you're
yeah.
saying it's just a bit too powdery, right? We're not getting a good pack on that
Yeah,
snowball.
I mean, it's not really like sticking together. Here, hold on, let me try one more time. Because, listen, guys, we gotta get.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt a whole lot less. Yeah, there you go. She's
But
showing
like,
us.
if somebody comes after me with a snowball, I'm gonna have like no weapons, guys. Like, what am I supposed to do here? So,
you duck.
I duck and I
You
run
got
for
the-
cover. I'm gonna find a dog and help the dog that will protect me. Because again, a significant amount of puppies out here today. So I think that they are all enjoying it. Deanna, if you want to pan over here, like there's literally, this is like become like a dog park over here. There's so many dogs. Some of them in sweaters, some of them just really enjoying the elements as well. You can see how happy some of them are. Okay, apparently using the bathroom as well. Oops, never mind. Okay, apparently using the bathroom as well. We'll kind of move away from there. But if you want to pan over here too a little bit. It seems like the snowball fight preparations are getting underway. People are starting to gather around this area over here. There's some people in some costumes as well. We're going to go venture out over here. I'm going to go venture out over here and see
Melissa,
if we can find.
I was thinking
Yes.
this is social media gold to be out there right now. There's so many
gosh,
people.
it is.
Yes, what a fun event.
It is. Okay, so I hear the countdown.
Here we go.
But you're out walking in this snow here right now. Deanna, if you want to stop moving for a second so we can kind of get a better view. If you're out walking, by the way, definitely this is a workout. I feel like I'm in pretty good physical shape, and I'm definitely huffing and puffing a little bit walking through some of this deep snow. So if you have to be out and about, and if you want to be walking out in this snow, definitely be aware that this is a bit of a workout to walk through some of this deeper snow that comes up to probably about a little bit above my ankles here in some of these areas. Most of the roads, though, in getting here, we came here from Tenleytown.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
See it starting.
Wow. The war is on.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a whistle. Look
Right.
There are
Look at
some
that.
well-constructed snowballs in there.
Official, guys.
I know.
I wonder what they did to
But
make
there's
them
also a lot of
stick.
powder. Maybe
Yeah.
added water. That's like lethal.
Oh,
I wouldn't
that's no
recommend
good.
that.
Don't do
Okay,
that.
we got the camera going, trying to get a better angle for you.
Yeah.
Watching at home.
Trying to move
That's so
here to
fun.
get
Yeah.
a little bit of a better angle for you here. There's a lot of powder flying, guys. As we mentioned, this is not the best packable snowball snow, but we're doing the best. People are doing the best that we can here.
People got some good arms
Melissa,
out
keep
there.
your distance. Keep your
Commanders
distance.
Oh yeah, we see a yes.
See, social media
Excuse
gold.
me.
See them
Right,
on their phones.
right, yeah.
Hey, it's
No,
the
it really is.
15th
Everybody with
year
their
of
phones
this,
out for sure.
Yeah.
and this is the time to be out there.
Part
This
of
is what
history.
people have been waiting for.
So there's
Here for sure. No, that's okay.
So the rest of you got Simone, and it's just time for you to get out
Hey,
there
wait.
and get involved in this.
I am Jonathan.
Tell me
and
your
I are
name, sir.
crushed. Oh wait,
Oh,
we
wait, we got interview.
Oh,
Found someone. Yeah, we found someone. So Joseph here, new friend Joseph, and why did you decide to come out here today?
My friend Jack shot me a text 30 minutes ago. It's right in our front yard, and we thought, why not celebrate the first snowfall together here?
So tell me the best technique for making snowballs here.
All right, so you got to
Show
make
me,
sure.
show me.
Oh God, I got to show you. Okay. So you got to get a nice handful, right? And then you got to really try to pack it in, which is not going so well. But then once it does, and it's a fully formed ball, then you toss it.
All right, let's see that arm.
He's got the
Oh
technique.
God, okay.
warms it up a little bit.
That's the
that
technique.
becomes problematic quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, are you from DC?
I'm not. No.
Okay, that's okay. But where are you from?
Originally from Ohio, but I do live here.
Okay, so compared to Ohio, how's the snow?
It's a nice reminder of the Midwest winters. Like, it's really sweet to be here for it.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
Enjoy.
you. Oh my God, you're famous.
Okay, a lot of people enjoy, again, a lot of people you heard that are not from DC that are enjoying this as well, a reminder of the snowfall that they see elsewhere in other parts of the country. There's somebody with a boombox here, guys. This is like...
It's official, yeah.
Hey, we brought you right into the middle of this snowball fight happening at Meridian Park.
Yeah.
Right now, again, it's the
There she
15th
is.
annual. We know how this is a tradition.
Yes,
this
it is.
This
It
is what
is.
you do on a Sunday.
And like you said, people, when they start sending out texts and say, hey, we're meeting here again at this time, let's do it.
Let's
How long does this go? They're still going.
Well, they'll be out there for a while until they
their
get tired
arms
of
get
slinging.
tired.
Yeah, until they get
I
tired.
venture to say if they're packing snow with their hands, they're not
Right.
going to be out there that long.
Right, yeah.
That gets cold quick. How cute.
We got
Look at the kids.
there.
Guys, we found another family here excited to be out here today. Tell me your name.
My name's Alex.
Alex. And what is your name?
Say, I'm Griffin.
Did you say Griffin?
Griffin's a little cold right now. Okay, Griffin's really focused on his technique here for the snowball fight. Tell me why you guys decided to come out here today.
Because we never get snow like this. It's really nice.
And Griffin's reading a snowy day book.
Okay.
And we are practicing, right? Is this a snowball fight for the big kids?
Yeah. Are you going to get in there?
Say we threw one.
We're a little nervous.
Okay, that's okay. But describe what you're seeing to me here today in terms of how nice this is, how picturesque it is. It really seems kind of nice.
It's beautiful, and the music is great.
Yeah. Pure chaos and pure joy all in one.
We like that. Pure chaos and pure joy. Don't think I could have put it better myself. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy. Stay warm. Oh, it's really getting intense here, guys.
The roar.
People are really, we just heard a roar, and people are really starting to go after each other here in the middle of the pack. I'm going to investigate, guys. We're going to go in the
They're
middle here.
charging, Melissa.
Hopefully not
I
get
just
hit.
want to be
I know,
careful.
right?
Hopefully not. Listen, we are not afraid of this, but wow.
Oh, look at that
People are
snow
really
flying.
getting in here. We're going all the way in.
Okay.
Going all the way in. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh my gosh.
She's going down. Watch out.
She went from being a reporter to
I'm
a
going
victim.
down. I just got hit in the face, guys.
Oh, no.
We're okay.
I mean, it really gives you a feel for the joy and the chaos they were
Right.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, we're getting right here in the middle of this for you, Dion, our photographer, braving these elements. A lot of photographers here, a lot of folks with phones out too. I don't know if you want to have your phone out in this situation, but
Deanna,
wow, people are getting
in the middle.
intense here.
Deanna is the real MVP here.
Yeah.
Melissa, you guys are braving this.
Right.
Look at you.
Woo! Okay, I got hit again. Oh, there's a person in a snowsuit. People really just enjoying these elements here. I think we're starting to become targets here, by the way, as I think because we have a camera. But
What is that, a panda?
people definitely enjoying this.
Polar bear. I'm gonna go with. Let's go with a polar bear.
Oh yeah, polar
see
bear. There's
someone
a
in a
polar bear
flag.
here as well. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of. Listen, you got to do what you can here. A lot of people have some intense jackets on as well, because we don't really get this opportunity all that often here. Ooh, we see someone in snow goggles. Sorry for the yell, guys. I just got hit in the face again. So definitely a lot of people having a lot of fun.
Oh my goodness,
Stay away from the face.
Please. Oh my gosh.
We did it for the plot. We did it for the plot.
plot
Okay.
twist, that's right. You said
Oh my
it.
God! Somebody has a shovel. Somebody has
that's
a
cheating.
shovel,
Can't do
and is
that.
shoveling snow on
That
people.
kind of weaponry.
Be
Stay away
careful
from
out
the
there.
shovel,
Oh,
Melissa.
bringing us right into the middle of this epic snowball fight at Meridian Hill Park.
Yes.
Melissa and Deanna, you two. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they need a gold star.
Someone give them an
rocking it
Emmy.
today.
Yeah.
This is good. And Dion, excuse me.
That's okay. We're all right. We're all right, guys. We're all right. We're all right. Also, I feel like if you have an umbrella, that's kind of cheating too, right? You can kind of like
Yeah.
block
got-
the snow.
The cowboy
That's
hat
cheating.
and the flag onesie might be hard to top. You can see in the upper left screen.
Yes, I see right here.
Yes.
The American flag guy.
Love that.
Oh yeah, he's ready. Oh, he has goggles on too. Some of these people have goggles on. This is
Ooh, somebody just got
quite
hit
the
in the face.
fashion statement. We're gonna go talk to him. Hello. Good. How are you? Tell me your name.
Paul Goldsmith.
Paul.
Yeah.
Tell me about this outfit, the fit today.
It was the warmest thing I had in the closet, so I decided to wear it.
And you came prepared, though. I see the goggles. I see a backpack. The hat. I feel like. Do you feel like the hat's kind of cheating as like protection?
Oh, nonsense! No. If anything, it's a hindrance because I can't see who I'm throwing at half the time.
All right, very good. And you came prepared for your boots. How excited were you to come out here today?
I'm super excited. I'm new to DC and I heard this was here, so I came out and I was like, this is gonna be a fun time.
Where'd you move here from?
Southern Maryland area.
Oh, okay, so not that far.
Not far, no, not far.
What are your thoughts on the snow in general?
I love the snow. When I was growing up, it was always such a fun thing to go out and have fun in the snow during out of breath, sorry. Whew. during days off from school, so it's a good time to do it when I'm older again.
This is a workout, right? I was walking through the snow here and I was like out of breath at the end. A workout, yes?
Oh, big workout, yeah. I did not think I was this out of shape, but here we are.
All right, thank you so much, I appreciate it. So, the fit was the warmest thing he had, Simone. That was the story behind the fit here.
He looks
So,
great. He's now an
good-
icon.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that he said it was the
totally.
warmest thing he had
It's
in his closet.
Right.
Who has that in their closet?
Yeah.
I love that, the onesie.
Melissa, you and Dion, hats off to both of you guys.
Good
Thank
job.
you so much for bringing us inside.
Yeah.
Please be safe out there. Maybe throw a good snowball.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you, guys.
Or maybe run.
I will. Don't worry. I'll get those people that got me in the face.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
I had
Yeah.
the distinct
Stay safe.
feeling that the guy in the onesie, the flag onesie, maybe was working from home or didn't
Right.
want to be seen.
Well, there's that. Yeah.
Cover up.
Yeah.
Cover up.
He's like, yeah, I had this in my closet just by
Yeah.
coincidence.
Wink, wink.
Right. Yeah. All right. So before we go, weather update.
Snow.
It looks like we're going to get rid of this finally by tonight. So maybe say midnight, 1 a.m. But then we got blowing snow to deal with tomorrow.
Yeah, so weather impact
There we
alert
go.
continues through midday tomorrow.
And you'll be tracking, we're going on at noon here shortly. You're going to track our next wave
we'll
heading
be
on
back.
through.
We'll be on top of it.
Thanks so much for joining us on WUSA 9 Plus. Again, our next live update will be at noon, and we will see you then.